Hello everybody, welcome back to another day of shenanigans. My name is Sean, and today we are doing another work vlog. So we are going to be cutting the window out of the panel, and first we got to flip the panel over and remove the bracket that's in the back, which is the plastic little handle that you pull to release the door, which is not going to be in use anymore because it's pretty dumb to begin with. It's hard to get that panel off and on. So it's going to be on a hinge, and I think I'm going to use a gas piston so that it looks like it's part of the vehicle. Yeah, cutting all that off, and then we can flip it over, start marking it out on the plexiglass, and then cut the plexiglass, or cut the window, the hole for the window, and then cut the plexiglass, and then install everything with bolts. Because I'm gonna use bolts so that it keeps everything nice and tight, and it also will look good with the case. Okay, so I have cleaned it all off. It is completely clean, no more residue on there. Now I'm going to flip it over and let the cutting begin. Okay, I'm using two different types of blades. I am using Bosch Progressor metal, or Progressor 4 metal blades to cut the case. We'll see if those work for it. And then for the plexiglass, we're using the Bosch plexiglass blades. The plexiglass blades I found, and I was super happy because I was looking for like 16, 17, 18 teeth per square inch, and then I saw the plexiglass blades, and I'm like, hey, that will cut acrylic. So hopefully that will work. that's all done. I'm all cleaned up, and I am ready to start marking out the windows. So I marked in here, I gotta remove that, and then I have to remove this little lip right here, and then I have to remove this lip right here, because that was for the old door. And the new door, it's gonna have a magnet that I'm putting right here, and so the door stays shut. So I'm going to start cutting this acrylic for the window now, and it's nighttime, so hope the neighbors don't mind. I feel bad because I feel like that jerk that's just like, I'm going to mow my lawn at 10 o'clock at night. Only it's not 10 o'clock, but still, I feel bad. Dang it. I didn't think about that. Okay, so I'm getting the screws in, I'm drilling the holes, and all of this, I'm only doing a few on each side, and then the rest is, I'm just going to cut the top off, cut it straight off like that. Oh, you can see that. And then just gluing it straight on to the plexiglass, or the acrylic sheet. We are back, and I just finished the windows. So I drilled some holes, I drilled through the acrylic, and I drilled through the metal, and I drilled through the acrylic on the front. I ran into some issues with it, and the problem I had was I cracked the acrylic. I cracked the window, and I also chipped off a piece of the acrylic front plate, or the plate that goes over the window in the front. So, it's okay though. It's okay. Stuff like that happens, and it's no one's fault but mine. But yeah, it happens. It's acrylic. You got to be very, very careful. And I kind of rushed the first hole I was drilling, and it shot a crack through where you can see it. This project is very forgiving, and it's going to look okay because it's part of the ship. It's part of the T-47. And it's been through battle, it's been through the snow and all that corrosion and rust and whatever. So it will look fine. It will look okay. See how that chipped off? You know, it's rusted. It's been shot. It's been hit by things. It's ran into things, and so it will look fine. I was really upset at first, and then I'm like, wait, it doesn't need to look clean. I'm gonna be cutting and muddying it up anyway, so that's fine. But the window kind of got me. I was kind of pissed off about the window right there, that crack right here. I drilled that hole and it chipped the side and put a crack down it, and that was the one I rushed. I have come up with an idea to cover it, and I think it will make the case look even better, because it is in the wintertime, it is on Hoth, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to frost the outside, the edges of the window, so that will cover it, and it doesn't show through a lot. So when I frost it, it will cover it right up, and even though you'll be able to see it on the inside, you won't be able to see it on the outside. So when you open the door, you'll be able to see it, which is fine, and I'm okay with that, because that, again, it is supposed to be all jacked up. So I'm done with the window, and this is it, and I'm going to start taking the case apart now. I believe my plan is to do the back plate first, that way, because that will tell me where the motherboard is going to sit, and then I can start doing everything else. Then everything else will fall into line. That way I know where everything else is going to go, because the motherboard is the biggest part, right? So the motherboard and the PSU, that is all going to dictate how everything else is going to lay out. Even though I have a layout plan, things change, like cracked windows, and that had to change, and something changed. So I'm trying to adapt to all these problems that are occurring because I have a limited budget and I cannot go over it. But yeah, this is so fun. This is so fun. And you know, I'm an artist. I paint and I do other things, woodworking and stuff like that. And I've never done this kind of, I guess you can call it a sculpture. I mean, because you're kind of sculpting. I mean, I do clay sculpting and stuff like that, but this is cool. Like, I'm going to use this. I'm going to put my custom build in this, which is awesome. And I love Star Wars, and I love all this stuff. And this is just so much fun. I am really enjoying myself, and I don't think I'm going to stop modding cases now. I already have like 10 other ideas for other cases, and I have 2 sitting right there. I got a Cooler Master case and my sister's old computer from like the 1800s. I'm going to be modding both those cases after I do this one, and the Cooler Master is actually going to, my gaming computer is going to go in that. But I have an idea for that already. I have an idea for the one at the bottom. They're both themed. It's all going to be themed. So I'm just going to be doing existing cases right now. I'm not going to do any custom cases. Maybe this winter, in like 3 months, maybe. 3 months? 2 months. Holy crap, time's flying. My mind is a-rambling. But thank you for coming and watching, and I'll see you all in the next work vlog. Goodbye, everybody! The radiator sits up here perfectly without any obstructions. This is going to be so fun. Slide the radiator back. Or maybe I could add a 4th fan. I can add that 4th fan.